Good morning. My name is Anthony Maruti, and it is my privilege this morning to share with you the Word of God from this morning's version of Zion Dew of hekimacenter. This morning, I feel to share a fairly common, let me call it fairly common psalm. You've probably interacted with it, and if you are given to giving titles to message, I suppose it'd be in the form of a question: Are you a fool? Are you a fool? And it's in Psalm 14. It says, "The fool hath said in his heart, there is no God." I'll just read the whole of it, and it says, "They are corrupt, they have done abominable works, there's none that doeth good. The Lord looked down from heaven upon the children of men to see if there were any that did understand and seek God. They are all gone aside, and are altogether become filthy. There's none that doeth good, no, not one. Have all the workers of iniquity no knowledge, who eat up my people as they eat bread, and call not upon the Lord? There were they in great fear, there were they in great fear, for God is in the generation of the righteous. Ye have shamed the counsel of the poor, because the Lord is his refuge. Oh, that the salvation of Israel will come out of Zion. When the Lord bringeth back the captivity of his people, Jacob shall rejoice, and Israel shall be glad." And this psalm seems to speak about a particular line of folly, and it starts right off the bat, very unapologetically, very very clearly, no remorse. It says, "The fool hath said in his heart, there is no God." And it's one thing to say there's one thing to say that there is God. It's quite another to say in your heart. In your heart. The fool hath said in his heart. He said, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth shall speak. Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth shall speak. Therefore, the fool is not so much the one who says with his mouth, is the one who has said it in his heart. It has become his persuasion. It has become his value system, his alignment concerning life, that there is no God. In fact, I'm told the original version says, this fool is the one who conducts his life as if there is no God. He's made this conclusion that there is no God. And we see that in the manner in which he conducts his life. And the Bible calls that person a fool. He says it's a fool. He says, the fool hath said in his heart, there is no God. And, somebody said that you shall know them by their fruit of their works. You shall know them by their fruit. I think Jesus, speaking about the Pharisees, he says, you shall know them by their fruits. How do they conduct life? And it got me thinking that are there times when I conduct life as if there is no God? Initially I used to think this scripture is talking about the atheist. No. It's talking about you, the typical person, you, the typical Christian, the typical believer, who at some point decides to conduct your life as if there is no God. And you know what? At that point, guess what? You are a fool. At that point, when you're conducting life as if there is no God, you are a fool. And we see that. Sometimes we see that in the manner in which we treat life. In Matthew, is it 25? I can't remember the exact portion. It says, a man cannot serve two masters. He'll either love the one and hate the other, or he'll hold on to the one and despise the other. And he goes on to say, you cannot serve God and mammon. You cannot love God and love money. It doesn't mean that money is not important, but you cannot love both. You know what? At the point at which you are loving God, you've made a particular statement about money. And the point at which you've loved money, you've made a particular statement about God. What you are pursuing today, what the persuasions that guide your life today, determine and speak and are an expression of the fruit of what you believe in your heart. And it tells you whether do you believe there is God. Do you believe there is God? Let me take the example of what you believe about this country. what you speak about this nation, do you believe there is God? Or do you just join the bandwagon of condemners, people who speak ill of the nation, people who speak ill of the leadership, people who speak anything about your friends, about your family, about your workplace? Do you believe there is God? How you conduct your life, do you believe there is God? And a friend of mine said that, even how you start your day will easily tell me whether you believe there is God or not. How do you conduct your day? Do you just wake up and, chicken? Those of you who interact with chicken wakes up and starts eating and will keep eating from beginning of the day to the end of the day. No interruption, no break, other than maybe some point to doors. But do you start it perhaps with spending time with God? Reading His Word, spending time with Him, by way of prayer, conversing with Him, thanking Him for the night. I mean, if you're not grateful for life to Him, it tells me, are you behaving like a believer? Being a believer is not word of mouth. Being a believer is by conduct of your life. Do you believe there is God? Does your conduct demonstrate that you believe there is God? If it doesn't, guess what? There is a definition for you here. Lest you say I'm insulting you. It says, the fool hath said in his heart, there is God. And as I'm sharing this with you, I'm asking also myself, introspecting, are there areas in my life that I've operated and conducted like a fool? And it means that I need to introspect and change. Have I conducted portions of my life like a fool, as if there is no God? And sometimes it's not so much about the atheistic approach, but as if God does not exist, as if God is powerful, as if God is irrelevant at that point in time. How you deal with your time, how you deal with your monies, how you deal with your relationships, how you deal with your resources, does it demonstrate that there is God? How you deal with relationships, for instance, do you forgive? Because God has said, you better forgive. Forgive as your Father in heaven hath forgiven you. The moment you are resiliently holding on to offense, I have to ask you, do you think you are behaving as if there is God? The moment when you are in lack, do you go on a frenzy of distress and tantrums as if there is God? Or do you simply calm yourself down and say, my Father, I have this challenge, and bring it to you? Do you behave as if there is God? Are you a fool? Friend, as you go into the day and into the week, my challenge to you, even as I challenge myself, do not be a fool. Conduct life as if there is God. Conduct your day as if there is God. Handle your relationships, your resources, your opportunities as if there is God. Do not be a fool. Let's pray. My Father, in the name of Jesus, I want to thank you for those who are watching or those who watch hereafter. And I say, my Father, may none of us fit the description of a fool as you said in Scripture. May we be those who conduct life knowing consciously that you are God, that you exist. May our hope, our trust, our confidence be unquestionably in you and in what you've said in your word. And may we conduct life in line with your word and what you require of us. For that is the wisdom for life. In Jesus' name. Friend, go and operate in that wisdom. Conduct life like there is God. In Jesus' name.